Hello, this is Grant Slayton here, and this is with the third part of the Rubik's Cube solution using the beginner method. Um, and in this section we will be solving the second layer, or the middle layer, and it is a fairly straightforward process. You just solve 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. You don't have to worry about the centers because remember the centers never move. Okay, in the first two sections we solved the first layer, and you should have this by now. This is how your cube should look. Something like this. Now, in the second layer, most people use a memorized sequence to solve one, and they just use the same sequence 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And that sequence looks like this. Don't try to learn it right now, I'll explain it later. But you have this edge, say, red and green, that needs to go here, between the red and green centers. And the memorized sequence is the shortest method for doing that. But most people will just teach you the memorized sequence and they don't teach you the logic behind it. They just teach you that it magically puts the edge in place. Now if you sit there and watch it and analyze what's happening, you can see what's going on. So see, here is a orange and blue piece that needs to go here, in between the orange and blue centers. So what you're doing first is moving the orange piece away over here, the orange and blue piece, and then you're moving the corner up, you're moving it back, you're fixing the cross part that you messed up while doing what's called pairing. Pairing is where you get the two pieces, the edge and the corner, in a little group, and then you do what's called a slot, which is where you insert the pair into the corner, and then voila, you have a edge solved. So let's just go through that again. Here is an orange edge, okay, and then here is the orange and green side. So you just move the edge over, the corner up, over, fix the edge back down, and then you're going to take the slot and you're just going to put it in like a regular corner. Okay, so now I just generally used a little trick to remember this. I like to think of this as a little hole and this as a rabbit, just because it moves around a lot, and if you do it really fast, it just moves around really quickly, and it's just how I think about it. Don't laugh at me. Okay, so here's the rabbit's hole, and here's the rabbit. So just using a little simple memory device, you can just say the rabbit moves away from the hole comes up, away from the rabbit, not towards the rabbit, because the rabbit's here, so away from the rabbit here comes back towards the hole. Oh, the hole's not there anymore, so you have to take the hole and put it back, and then you have your pair. And then you can just use your regular corner method. Remember, if you from the second tutorial, if you just put the slot where it's supposed to go, you mess up your edge. So what you have to do is move it to the side, move the edge up, move it back, and move it down. These are the exact same movements as when you're solving a corner in the second tutorial. Okay, so let's just go through that again. I'm going to scramble the second layer, and we're just going to go through the entire second layer step by step once more. Okay, so now I've got an entirely scrambled second layer. Okay, so I'm just going to find a piece, the orange and green, and I'm going to move it so the green connects with the green right here. You always want to move it so the green connects with the green. So the rabbit's going to move away from the hole comes up, the rabbit right here comes back towards the hole. Oh, the hole's nowhere to be found, and then the hole comes back, and then you have a corner that you just solve with regular corner, because now it's paired up. See, these two are paired. So you just solve it like a regular corner. Move it to the side, move the edge up, move the corner back, move the corner down. And you have the piece where it's supposed to go. So let's find another one. Here's the green and red. I'm going to move it so the red connects with the red. Here's the hole it needs to go in. So I'm just going to take it, move it away from the hole. The hole comes up. The rabbit comes back. The hole comes back. And then you've got your corner, how you just solve like you regularly do. Move it over, move the edge up, move the corner back, and move the corner down. Okay? And it's just that simple. Now, a problem that a lot of people really have is, say, when you have a piece that's in the right place, it's the orange and blue piece, and it's in the orange and blue place, but it's in the wrong orientation. It's flipped wrong. So basically all you have to do in this situation is put in what I like to call a dummy piece, just a piece to fill its place, and by putting in a dummy piece, you're moving this one out into the top layer where you can solve it. So let's just do this solution with just a random piece. Let's just pretend this is the rabbit. So rabbit moves away, hole moves up, rabbit moves back, hole moves back, and then you have a corner that you just solve how you regularly do. And you effectively put in just some random yellow piece that we're not concerned about. And then the piece that we are concerned about is free. It's right here now. So the orange and blue piece, we're going to take, rabbit goes away, because it's right here now, and here's the hole. Hole comes up, the rabbit comes back, but the hole's gone, so then the hole comes back. And then you just have a corner that you solve how you regularly do. Now my whole rabbit hole thing is probably confusing to some people. That's just how I like to think about it. It's a bit more confusing on video. It's easier to teach in real life. So just remember this. Just remember that you take the piece that you want, match it up with the center right here, and you move it away from the square you want to. Just match my movements exactly. Okay, so it's here, and here's my piece. Move it away, move this one up, move it back, and then move it right back down. And then you've got them paired up, and you move it over. Now, what you might encounter is the exact mirror of this, that is to say the opposite. So instead of being over here, my rabbit piece is over here, but it's the same thing, just flipped. Move it away from the hole, move the hole up, move the rabbit back, move the hole back, and then I've got a pair right here. And then I just solve this corner how I usually would. I move it to the side, I move my edge up, I move my corner back, and I move it down. And then, using this, you have solved the entire second layer. You have solved 2/3 of the cube. You are 67% there. Just watch the next few videos and we will be done. Bye-bye.